Hey, good morning. It's Christine Quetscher from Create with Christine. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me this morning. I had some technical difficulties getting on, so I'm on a few minutes late, so sorry about that. But today I have 3 Sale-A-Bration products that I am featuring, and we are going to make this super cute Counting Sheep birthday card. Today is actually my little sister's birthday, so shout out to Marie, happy birthday. Look forward to celebrating when we can all gather together again. So this week has been kind of a mess. Some positive and some negative, but oh boy, it's been kind of crazy here. So we had to cancel reschedule 2 trips that we had planned for the first weekend of October. So on the bright side, I actually get to go to Maine and go to a crafting weekend with some friends. So I guess I got to look at the bright side there. So I am using the Counting Sheep stamp set. So this is on page 10 of the Sale-A-Bration catalog. So you can get this free with a $50 order between now and September 30th, 2021. And there's actually an add-on to that, another product that you can get for free, other sheep dies. And I'm looking at the container. It's got 10 dies. So this is super cute. I ended up only using the little balloon in my card today, but there's like a fence, cloud, sun, 3 sheep that you can die cut, a little fence. So this is super cute, and the dies are while supplies last. Guys, there's already a quarter of Sale-A-Bration is over. I can't believe it's already August 15th today. So anyways, I'm going to point my camera down. I'm also using the, from page 4, the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. This one here. I love the polka dots. I'm a polka dot girl, so I thought that would be cute for a birthday card this week. I did birthday last week too, but shout out to Marie since it's her birthday. I wanted to do a birthday card this week too. So hang tight. I am going to point the camera down. Yeah, hey, good morning, Janine. Yes, I picked this because a lot of my customers have been going crazy over the penguins and the sheep. So I thought since some of them are going to have this set that I would feature that this week too. So I'm going to point the camera down. We're going to be working with Stampin' Blends. So I'm actually going to show you a couple different ways you can color the sheep with Stampin' Blends as well. And in the catalog, I'll actually flip to the pages really quick, 10 and 11. They give you a lot of samples, and in a lot of these samples, they also use watercolor pencils, which you can see on page 10. That's the watercolor pencils. Which is really fun to do that, so maybe I'll do that in a future video if people want to see that. You can stamp on like crumb cake and color with the white watercolor pencil if you've never tried that. Hey, good morning, Elaine. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm just going to point the camera down and we'll get stamping, and then I have a bunch of announcements at the end. I know I owe some people some things, so today is my catch-up day. And it's kind of like everything happens in the same week around here, so this is one of those weeks for me. So I'll talk as I point the camera down and get going here. So again, thanks so much for being here. We're using the Counting Sheep stamp set, the sheep dies, and the Penguin Playmates Designer Series paper. So if you wanted all 3, you would have to put in $150 because all 3 items are free with a $50 order. So if you're looking at the catalog, you'll see a little medallion here, free with $50. Now this is any $50 order in my online store. So I actually have a section with kits. So if you're new to Stampin' Up! And the catalogs might overwhelm you a little bit, definitely check out the kits collection. There are some that include stamps, and there are some that don't even include stamping. And let me tell you, they are all less than $20. You still would have to pay tax and shipping. Now, super quick, it is August 15th in Massachusetts today. It is sales tax free weekend. So if you place an order today and let's just say you really want this sheep stamp set, Counting Sheep, If you place a $50 order, you would get free shipping. If you place it under me, you could participate in my BOGO sale. And that's ending tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. So I know I have a couple people I need to get back to today about that sale. And I'm also doing a summer promotion. So you would get entry into my summer promotion with every $30 you spend. So that's just a little bit of everything I have going on. And let's jump right in. This card is definitely not difficult, but I really want to show the blends and how I colored. So I'm using 2 ink pads, and I wanted to use the Misty Moonlight for the sentiment. So glad it's your birthday. It's got a couple sentiments. You're amazing, the stamp. So these are just super fun. So I'm just gonna ink this up. It's a piece of basic white cardstock that's 3/4 of an inch by 2. And don't worry about writing down the measurements because I'm going to put them all below on YouTube and Facebook if you're watching on either place. So this is all set. I'm going to put this to the side. You could totally make it a little bit longer and do like banners with your paper snips or the banners pick-a-punch if you have that. So I didn't even bother doing it because I'm going to line it right up to the edge of the card. So let's do the sheep. And I actually colored one earlier. So for the sheep, I'm using Memento. And I inked this up like last week, so it's super juicy. Maybe it was the week before. But I have a couple pieces of basic white cardstock, and I just kept it the same measurement. It is 2.5 by 3.5. And this is also going to be the same size that's going to go on the card. But for this one, I wanted to die cut it out with the dies. Oh, I think I said I only used the balloon on the dies. So I also cut out the sheep. Now, you totally don't have to do that. I just think it makes it look a little bit more 3D. So with stamping blends, I want to bring over a piece of scrap paper just to protect my area. Oops, I think I may have smudged a little bit right there, but I'm going to cut it out after. So you have a couple options, and I'm going to show you 2 different. Before I start, I'm just going to show you 2 different. On the card sample I have going on here, I colored it mainly with crumb cake, with the light and the dark crumb cake, the light petal pink for the little face, and then I think it's the light basic black. Yes. The light basic black for the little hoofs. Now, I just want to show you this one side by side. For this one that I decided not to go with, I actually colored the base of it with the ivory, and then I kind of went over with the light crumb cake and kind of blended. And then on both of them, I used the color lifter. So that's kind of what I wanted to show today, to kind of make it more look like, well, real fur, and to add some contrast between the light and the dark. So I'm going to do crumb cake like I did here, but if you want one that's kind of more on the orangey, kind of pinky side, if you have the ivory blend, I use ivory and light crumb cake. So let me just show you. Well, to start, let's just do the petal pink because that's just the little face. And I'm doing upside down, so I hope I don't screw this up because sometimes it's a little hard to figure out upside down, but I think I can figure it out. Okay, so for crumb cake, I have the light and the dark. So I start light, and I'm gonna go all the way around. And I try not to go like right to the edge because these do bleed a little bit. So I try quickly to go around and lay down the base of my color. So I'm not too concerned. I kind of go in circles. You can kind of go quick. I mean, there's a couple different strategies. You could kind of go around the edge, and then you kind of know where the edges are, and then like zoom and fill in the middle really quick. So there's one technique for you. It's trial and error really using these, but I really do love using them. Okay, so my light crumb cake is on. And now there's these little lines where the artist has little lines, and I'm just gonna come and kind of go right around them and stop. So that was the dark crumb cake, and now I'm gonna come back with the light, and I wanna blend those all out. I don't want people to see the lines, so like this one, I'm just gonna kind of blend up towards his head. And then I'm just gonna come down and start blending all these out. So I like to do light, add some dark, and then blend the dark back into the light. So super therapeutic after this crazy week. So we rescheduled our New Orleans trip. They canceled the festival that we planned to go to, French Quarter Festival. They actually canceled it after we rescheduled our plans. So, and then my cousin's getting married October 2nd in Arizona, and we unfortunately are going to be a regret to that wedding as well. So we'll send a nice gift. If you're watching, you'll probably get some nice gifts from us. So now that that's like that, I'm just going to do the hoofs with light basic black. I like to also go light to dark, so you'll notice I did the petal pink first, because if you screw up, like if I screwed up and got some brown in the hoof, the crumb cake, I could just go over it with black and nobody will know. So you're finding out all the secrets today. And let me tell you, the die lines up with this perfectly. So now I can kind of look, there might be some areas that I want to come back with the light a little bit more and kind of blend. It's starting to bleed a little bit, so okay. And then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to take the color lifter. If you have this, it's white. They're all marked, so it will say color lifter right underneath it. And I'm just going to lift some of the color like underneath, like by his chest and his tummy. Not kind of where the artist's lines are, so kind of like up here. And actually you should like go on scrap paper to make sure you don't have any color from like a previous project when you use this. So I'm just gonna lift for a little bit and then let it dry. I'm gonna set this aside to dry, and it's gonna come out looking like this once it's dry and cut out. So isn't that super, super fun? It just adds a lot of interest using that little color lifter. So the dies line up with this great. I need to find my cover really quick because you want to make sure you put your covers on, because these are alcohol markers and they will dry out, and you want to store them horizontal. Okay, so we sell the storage. I think it might still be on back order. It's been on back order for a little bit, but it'll be back. Okay, so now all my coloring is done and I can put my card together. I'm gonna cut this out. I actually used the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but since I cut this one out earlier, I'm just gonna put this one on the sample today, right now. Okay, so let's adhere all my pieces. This is actually gonna be super quick, and I'll show you some tips. And hey Jan, good morning. You found me again 2 weeks in a row. That is like amazing. So I have a piece of the designer paper. So again, the designer paper is free with a $50 order. It actually marries up with the penguin. I'm actually gonna look because I don't even know the names of everything. Okay, so it tells you right on page 5, the designer paper coordinates with the Penguin Place bundle. And you see this JD page 33, that is the January to December? No, that can't be right. I'm reading it upside down. So it does say, oh, it's July, sorry. July to December. Mini catalog, which you probably will hear me say like holiday catalog. So the designer paper you can get for free with a $50 order matches with the bundle that has the little penguin stamp set and the penguin punch. Okay, so the designer paper is 2.5 by 3.5, and I'm actually just putting it to a piece of basic white that's 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm just gonna put Seal Plus adhesive on the back here so I can put my ribbon on now. So I'm just gonna do 2 rows down each side, and I picked the Flowers for Every Season ribbon, and this is about a 6.5 inch piece, and I'm just gonna put it over the seam. And this is super sticky adhesive on the back, so since I have those 2 rows going down, I can just stick that on like that. Kind of give it an eyeball to make sure I'm about where I want it, and put it onto my Misty Moonlight that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and then I'm gonna go right to the card base here, and I have a fresh Freesia Card Base, so we're just gonna stick this on with a little bit of liquid glue. If you were crafting with me yesterday, hey, I switched my liquid glue in my little caddy. It was, I made 24 cards yesterday with a group of friends, and my glue was driving me crazy, so it was intense, but I'm really glad I have the 20. Well, actually, I didn't even make them all, honestly. Hey, good morning, Celine. Thanks for tuning in. So you'll probably recognize this layout of this card. I actually didn't even put them all together. It was pretty crazy. So I have these pieces down, but I want to put my sheep on and my little balloon. So I just want to get my placement, and I have my little sentiment. So my sheep, the balloon, I just cut right out of the dies. So isn't that super cute? It has like the little kind of like balloon little markings in it, and it has the little string. So this is super cute. I want to put it, this was the first, one of the other ones I showed you. This is the one that was colored with the ivory and the light crumb cake, and then lifted with the color lifter. So I kind of want to get my placement first of where I want my sheep to be, and I want the balloon, and I'm gonna say her, since it's kind of a card that I based on my sister's birthday today, so I kind of want it like that. So I'm gonna put my sheep down with just a little bit of Seal Plus. And then for my balloon, I am gonna take a little tiny bit of liquid glue. It's hard to almost get out a little tiny bit. And I need to get dimensional. Okay, I actually did it, a little tiny bit, and quickly before it dries. I should have done this before I did the glue. I'm gonna put a dimensional on the balloon, and try not to rip the string, and kind of lay that down. I'm moving the string a little tiny bit, but really what I want to do is just kind of hold it down for a second. Oh, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I kind of want to hold it down for a second so it sets up there and not move it. Okay, so that's great. And this piece, again, it was the same measurement I used when I stamped and colored, so it's 2.5 by 3.5. And I want to go up a quarter of an inch, no, 1/8 of an inch. So I have a Misty Moonlight, and it's 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. I went to a concert last night, so after stamping like 24 cards, I did stamp all 24 cards. I didn't put them all together. I think I have like 4 or 5 left to assemble. I went to a concert, so I'm a little tired today. And I killed a seal. I should have done this before. Maybe I did. I can't get that to come out. So anyways, we'll just go with it. And I do have my second cup of tea with me, but there we go. That's better. Okay, so I got my balloon on. I did my little sentiment earlier. And what I want to do is I'm going to line this up, the little sheep with the balloon, so it's kind of 3 parts equal on the top. And we're going to put the sentiment right flush to the Misty Moonlight, so kind of like that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue. I love the colors. And the polka dots just kind of went with the whole birthday theme and the balloon. So that's the great thing about all of our designer series papers is they're double-sided, so you always have 2 choices. And some of the ones in this pack, I think it's this pack. It might be, no, it's the Whimsy one. Some of them are so pretty. I actually love both sides. So it's going to be hard to pick on some of them. So, wow. Yeah, I think I could use a nap today. So my seal is gummed up, so I'll have to fix that later. I actually dropped one on the floor yesterday, hardwood floor of the event building. Fell into like 3 or 4 pieces, and I picked it up and it still worked for the rest of the day, so I was happy about that. Okay, so there we go. Just to add a couple embellishments. In my original one, I didn't do this. I just added a couple metallic silver pearls at the top. And I really like these because you have gold and silver in the pack. And since I used the ribbon, the Flowers for Every Season ribbon, and I used Misty Moonlight, I actually picked up some twine and cut an 8-inch piece, thinking I would also add a bow to marry the silver and the Misty Moonlight. So there we go. Got 2 of those on. Just use my Take Your Pick tool for that. So I just cut an 8-inch piece of the twine. This comes right from Flowers for Every Season. And hopefully, since I only have adhesive on the back here, I could also do this on the other side. Maybe I'll do it over here. There's a lot going on over here, so after I tried to kind of sort of get that up a little, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to try to see if I can get under there a little better. Okay, that works. Trial and error here. So I want to try to feed this through so I can tie a little bow. Easier said than done. Here we go. So ideally, if you want to add this on, do it before, put it through before you put it to the back. So I'm just gonna tie a little bow over here. I think this just adds a little bit of interest if you like to embellish a little bit more. So super cute. Isn't that adorable? So here's the finished one, and here is the original. So again, this one was with the ivory and the light crumb cake, but I did the hooves the same way, and I did the little face with the light petal pink. So let me know what you think. If adding the bow really, I think adding the bow really makes it. You could also take like some Wink Stella and put it on the balloon. So that would be super cute. And I'll have pictures and close-ups on my blog so you can kind of see a close-up of the color lifter and the shadowing there, the shading and stuff. So super fun. I do want to make a couple announcemements before I sign off. So let me just grab my Halloween stamp camp really quick. It's right over my shoulder. And I confused a lot of people because the Halloween stamp camp registration is going to close this Tuesday, August 17th at noon Eastern. And the base of the stamp camp is actually 4 cards in a box. So here is card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and card number 4. And then here is the little box, which uses the, I'm drawing a blank on what they're called, little tombstone treat boxes maybe. So I confuse people because that's the base of the stamp camp, 4 cards in the box. And then I'm doing an add-on if you want to make the 8x8 sampler. It is an additional fee. So the base of the class is going to be $32, but it includes, like just using this one as an example, you are going to get a quarter pack of the designer series paper. You are going to get a full roll of the gingham ribbon. And actually that's a bad example. And then a pack of the little star. And this is all from the Cute Halloween Suite. So if you want to do the sampler, that's an additional $20. So if you're local to me in Lowell, Massachusetts or nearby, it's $32, whether you want to come in person to make the 4 cards in the box. If you want to do the sampler too, it's an additional $20. If you are long distance, it's $40 for the base of the camp, the 4 cards in the box, plus the products that will be included, the quarter pack of paper, the ribbon, and the embellishment. And again, if you want to do, because I have to, it's going to come priority mail, so it's $8 to cover the shipping fee. And then if you want to do the sampler too, it's an additional $20. And if you're a demonstrator watching, I do offer a PDF tutorial. So if you don't want to get the whole stamp camp, you can just buy the PDF tutorial and run this camp with your customers. So I love doing Halloween projects early for people that love Halloween, because now you have plenty of time to, you know, order any additional products that you need to have your projects ready for October. So I love doing Halloween in August. And then I'll jump into fall in September. So that is that. If you want the details and the registration, I'll actually put it below, but it does close this Tuesday. The in-person class is this Thursday, the 19th. BOGO ends tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. And speaking of that, I have, you guys like the bow? Oh, so cute, thank you. I have some people to add to my summer promotion from their BOGO orders the past couple days. So Jane B, and then Lori B, and Lori B. So I am super close. I actually think today I am going to hit at least 20 people in the bucket. And I said when I had 20 people in the little, it's a little like pail and shovel, like going to the beach. So I said when I had 20 people in the bucket, I would pull for some embellishments. So I'll probably do that on next week's live. And again, you have until August 31st to get your name in the bucket. And then Labor Day weekend, I'm going to be pulling some awesome prizes. So summer promotion, that was to like thank you for your loyalty and all that sort of stuff with me coming to my classes. Oh, actually, I could actually have done the people that have already paid for class for Stamp Camp. So you guys will go in the bucket too. Elaine, Mimi. I know I have a couple other people that are signing up on Tuesday. So your names go in the bucket too when you sign up for one of my events. So Labor Day weekend, when I do my live that Sunday, I will be pulling 3 winners for summer promotion. So winner number 1 will get a $75 gift certificate, winner number 2 will get a $50 gift certificate, and winner number 3 will get a $25 gift certificate from me. So that is super fun. And let me just bring the camera back up. I mean, I think I covered most everything I wanted to cover today. Sale-A-Bration is a quarter over today, which is just crazy. Again, it goes until September 30th, 2021. And I have like a 1-page sheet that I will put on my blog actually at christinestamps.blogspot.com. But I think there's 8 products you can get free with a $50 order. 2 of them are while supplies last. And then there are 2 items you can get free with a $100 order. And one of those is while supplies last. The while supplies last I covered. The sheep dyes that I used today. The Bedazzling champagne paper. It's like glitter paper. That one's while supplies last. So guys, those might actually run out this week. I mean, we don't know. I have not been told by Stampin' Up! Corporate. If you guys are watching and you know, make a comment here. But and then one of the $100 products, the Summer Shadows dies, those are also going to be while supplies last. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to still be featuring Sale-A-Bration products, and I'll probably throw in some also mini catalog products here and there too. But let me see. And then I did mention earlier, but I just want to reiterate here, is that if I owe you something, today's my catch-up day. So I'll be reaching out to you today. I think some of you already know, but my Designer Series paper share is ready for pickup if you ordered that in our local. BOGO ends tonight at 10 Eastern, so I'll put the link to the group below if you still want to join the group and take a look around. There were about 230 items in there, and there's probably about 200 left still, so there's quite a good selection still left. It's a private group, so when you join, I have to let you in, so there might be a delay on my end. There was a delay last night since I was at the concert and not looking at my phone the whole time. Kind of wanted to enjoy our night together. And in Color Club, I reached out to you guys. Your order will be in on Tuesday, so I will be prepping that and delivering those products this week. So have a great week. Again, happy birthday, Marie, and I will see you guys here next week.